Thank you so much, everyone. It's so good to see all your faces in the room. Every year I look forward to this opportunity to gather because it's so full of connection and community and hugs, which are the best. Last year in this space, we celebrated PEP's 40th birthday. We had planted seeds for an ambitious expansion of our programs, and we asked for your support to help those seeds take root. Today, I'm pleased to let you know that those programs are healthy and they're ready for a lot more sunshine. Over this past year, it's been exciting to see our expansion of parent support across stages, from PEPS groups for expectant parents all the way to groups for parents of adolescents and teens. We're offering affinity groups for LGBTQIA+ parents and single parents every quarter, and we just launched our final round of pilot groups for our new program for working moms. More of you have signed up for our advocacy alerts, and together, we're pushing for policies that provide a foundation of stability for families. This last legislative session, we were happy to see state legislators make it faster to get paid family leave and add millions of dollars for affordable housing. In our new parent programs, we responded to a big increase in demand for in-person groups, and it was all hands on deck. So many of you stepped up to help. I got to co-lead a group with Ellie, who you met earlier, and it was so fun to hold space for new parents when they needed it most. We're now working with 18 partner organizations. Our network partners serve families in Alaska, Hawaii, Texas, and North Carolina. And here in our region, our community partners are serving Spanish-speaking parents, Afghan families, Black moms, deaf and hard of hearing families, and parents living in low-income housing. Last year, our partners provided peer support groups for 983 parents. And on top of that, in our own PEPS groups, 3,500 parents gained community that they can count on. So let's hear it for an incredible year of work towards our vision. I'm so proud of the intentional, responsive, and inclusive way that PEPS is growing, and I know that we're filling a critical need. Social isolation and loneliness is an epidemic. The U.S. Surgeon General has been talking with policymakers and experts across the country about how social connection needs to be at the center of how we approach health. And that's because the research is overwhelming. Social connection keeps people of all ages healthy. And when it comes to families, our review of research on peer support found that mothers with consistent social support are half as likely to experience perinatal mood and anxiety disorders. Parents having adult friends is positively associated with their child's happiness and number of friendships. And a national research organization, 0 to 3, asked 2,000 parents what they need most, and their report concluded that our society must, and I quote, create opportunities for parents to learn from each other, to share challenges, brainstorm solutions, and offer support. That's exactly what happens in a PEPS group. So does anyone here know the Surgeon General? And if you do, can you please come talk to me after? I've been working really hard to try to get on his podcast because I want to talk to him about the ways that PEPS has put social connection at the center from the start. One day, we do hope to commission a study on the impacts of PEPS groups. It would be an expensive project, but that kind of evidence-based validation could unlock potential opportunities for growth and new funding sources. For now, we know what parents have told us over the last 40 years. And of course, parents describe the benefits of PEPS a little more poetically than the researchers do. Parents tell us that they found a lifeline, joy and laughter, friends for their whole family, warm soup delivered when they're sick, and community in a city far from home. One parent's feedback about her PAT group is something that we hear all the time. She said, "This program gave me one little bubble of a place where I felt heard. In this space, I could be raw, and I could ask for the help I needed without having to pretend everything was fine. It was a relief." And that deep level of connection, that relief, it's really pretty rare. Connection should be simple, right? But instead, these days, it's not. It's hard. Our lives are so full. Technology has disconnected us in ways that we never could have imagined. And a global pandemic means we're still kind of figuring out how to be together. But PEPS makes it easy, so that all that the parents have to do is show up. And this deep level of connection, it seems magical. And it is, but it's not magic. It doesn't happen on its own. The reality is that our staff, our incredible staff of 18 amazing humans, makes this possible. So I want to give you just a tiny glimpse of the work that we do behind the scenes to create conditions for connection in our groups. It starts with maintaining a modern registration system and building the schedule. And then when parents call us worried about finding the right PEPS group or needing a resource, our customer service is there to help. There's our very intentional PEPS group meeting structure. We start every meeting with each person sharing highs and lows of their week, a practice that allows people to look at their experiences with gratitude and self-kindness. We discuss a range of topics, from newborn sleep to communicating with teenagers, which helps parents realize that whatever it is they're dealing with, they're not alone. We've crafted open-ended discussion questions on more than 40 topics, which helps our group leaders facilitate conversations where parents learn from each other. We bring in community members and professionals with lived experience to review our curriculum for things like racial bias and ableism, with the aspiration that all families feel a sense of belonging in our groups. With our partners, we build relationships, we listen, and we learn, and we adapt the programs to meet the needs of the families our partner organizations serve. We train hundreds of PEPS group leaders, and we evaluate and refine our programs based on feedback. And often, those parents circled up with their group have no idea that any of this has happened. And so since it seems like magic, PEPS staff, can I get you to wave those wands really high? And I'd like to give them a hand. Nonprofit staff never get the recognition they deserve, but this staff deserves it. And we're not stopping there. Here's how PEPS plans to support more parents in the year ahead. Our top priority, if you haven't already guessed, is group leader recruitment and retention. This year, coming out of the pandemic, we're aiming to offer 80% of our new parent programs in person at community sites and in parents' homes. And we need a lot more group leaders to meet that demand. So we created a new position and recently hired Anushri Dasgupta as our leader recruiter. We hope that you'll consider leading a group, and can you please answer Anushri's email when it shows up in your inbox, please? And maybe even share it with a friend. Our second priority is growing our new program for parents of adolescents and teens. We're getting great feedback, but unlike newborn PEPS groups, we don't have 40 years of people telling their friends and coworkers and neighbors and random people walking down the street that they need to join a group. We recently hired Gloria Martinez as a bilingual outreach manager for this program to help spread the word, and we could use your help here too. Please connect Gloria with your middle and high schools, with PTAs and school counselors and potential partners. Woo! Thank you. And if you have any friends that have teenagers or tweens and they have a certain look in their eye, please tell them that PEPS is here for them. Next year, when we gather again in this space, through our programs and our partnerships, another 5,000 parents will have community that they can count on, because everyone in this room will have made that magic happen. There's a name for people who are especially good at creating connection. They're the first to invite you to lunch, ask you an open-ended question, send a text to check in, or motivate a group to get together. Dr. Marissa Franco calls them igniters. PEPS staff and group leaders and our partners are definitely igniters. And if you're here today, you must be an igniter too. So thank you for being a ray of sunshine in the epidemic of loneliness. Your donation to PEPS today tells parents, we see you. You are not alone. We are meant to parent in community. Thank you for investing in our work.